Obviously, a big part of that India, Philippine, and Chinese is in the trade or blue-collar type of work. And obviously from the Philippine side, there's a lot of nurses and teachers. Same thing with the Indians. I think India and Philippines kind of compete with each other in terms of the, teachers and nurses, and obviously a lot of the blue-collar type of work. But I think in the blue-collar work like construction, Philippines is one of the biggest, fastest growing, right? Because the three biggest migrant population in New Zealand is India, China, and then we're third. Philippines is the third. So I think the industry is mainly health and construction for the Chinese, similar as well, because obviously in New Zealand, construction is massive in the Chinese market, right? So there's a lot of people that are bringing in Chinese workers. Obviously, hospitality is a big thing for the Chinese, obviously. Same thing with India.
So from your experience, which countries' applicants trend to have the highest visa rejection rate? And what are the main reasons behind that?
Volume-wise, there's a lot of issues that coming up from both India and China, right? Because there's a trend, and these are one of the reasons why they changed the policy, where Chinese workers are paying for their jobs, right? And you can see in the news, there's a lot of migrant exploitation that's come through from India. Just last year, there was over 50 of them that paid like $20,000 or $30,000 each, and they came here thinking there was a job, but there wasn't. Same thing with the Chinese, and because of that, the assessment process is more robust. The difference with the Philippine side is there's a process. So there's a government compliance. So if I'm a New Zealand employer and I want to sponsor a migrant worker, they had to go through POEA or DMW in Philippines. Meaning even if you got the work visa, that worker cannot exit Philippines without the approval of the government. And that safeguards migrant exploitation. And to get the exit clearance, there's two ways to do it. You can either do a direct hire or through an agency. Right? If you do a direct hire, then majority of the cost is taken by the employee, so you don't have to pay for flights and the cost. But if you go through the agency route, meaning an approved agency to recruit on your behalf, then the employer has to pay for everything. But the benefit of that is because they've gone through the exit clearance, then most of the time if the employer pays for everything, then the worker must commit to the contract that they've signed, whether it's 2 years or 3 years. So a lot of the employers are like, well, I'm happy to pay the extra cost for the flights and the work visa costs because I've got certainty that they'll work with me within the contract period. Again, that's the technical approach, but you can't stop people from jumping to different employers. So you can mitigate it, but obviously make sure you work within what's lawful, and we can help with that.